sister was also diagnosed at that time with the same disease. We've had kind of a different course, though. She seemed to go immediately into kidney failure and was put on the transplant list after being on peritoneal dialysis for a few months. She received a kidney. It's been 11 years ago now, and her kidney's still working great. It was from a cadaveric, and it was from Toledo, Akron area, up northern Ohio. Myself, I've steadily, over the last few years, have gone into kidney failure to the point where in the fall of 2009, Dr. Siva, my nephrologist, told me that it was time to thinking about transplant. I really kind of hoped not to have to start dialysis, and fortunately I did not have to. But my life was greatly changed by being a kidney patient. I was able to work. I had to cut back my hours because I just didn't have energy. I mostly came home from work and slept, sometimes till it was time to get up the next morning to go to work. I was able to get my laundry done, maybe go out to the grocery store, but really had to cut back on all my social affairs, things that I enjoyed doing. I was a volunteer at the Dayton Art Institute, but just didn't have the energy to do that. Family or friends would call, want to go out to eat or to a movie, and I just didn't have any energy to do it. Sometimes when I left work, I would go down and sit in the lobby of the hospital, and people would stop and say, what are you sitting there? And I'd say, oh, I'm waiting on my sister, I'm going to walk out with her. But really that wasn't true. I was really trying to get the energy to walk out to the parking lot to drive home. And that's pretty much what my life was becoming, just not a lot of fun. It was just, yes, I was able to work, but just not really able to do much more. I was, Dr. Siva worked me up for a transplant. I was put on the list. I received about 6 phone calls over the next few months having me come in and take get my blood to see if I was possibly a match for another patient. Sometimes the donor wasn't healthy enough. Sometimes I assumed someone else was on the list ahead of me, and I wasn't given that kidney. Until finally, the end of June, Dr. Siva, I'd seen him in the office, and he said, you know, I think we're going to have to think about putting a peritoneal dialysis catheter in and start you on dialysis. I'm going to draw some labs tomorrow, and depending on what they show, is going to determine whether I send you to a surgeon to have a catheter placed. So I knew dialysis was imminent. And that Thursday, I had my lab drawn. That Friday night, I received my 7th phone call to come in and get my blood, and that was a match, and I received my kidney. I thank Life Connections. I don't know exactly what goes on, who makes the decision, who gets what kidney, but I certainly thank them for their involvement. The transplant team was great. They're the nicest, most well-organized people, whether it was the transplant pharmacist, the transplant dietitian, having me eat string cheese and graham crackers late at night. Tony was great, the nurse that works with the transplant team. And things have gone great. I was off work a few months. I came back, just part-time a couple days at first, but have built up my energy level to now I have my life back. I feel like I can eat anything. I have the energy to go on vacation. I mean, I can't tell you what it means to, when you feel so bad, to suddenly start feeling so good again. I'm still working. I work full-time now again at the hospital. I work on the advanced care unit, which is like ICU step down. But my work is, I love my work, and so I'm so glad to be back at work. I certainly thank my donor,